Christel Lee, you've just come from a rehearsal with the Helsinki Philharmonic on the Dvorak concerto and conductor Jun Merko. What's your common history with this concerto?
I played it when I was a child. I learned it when I was a child, and I've recently, for the past year and a half, I've been playing this concerto. Mm-hmm. I brought it back, and I've been playing it several times.
So it was some time between that you didn't play it?
Yes.
How was it to go back?
It's always interesting.
To a concerto
it's always interesting to go back to a concerto that you learned when you were a child. Mm-hmm. And in this case, it was just the same. It's actually sometimes more difficult to pick up something that you learned when you were so young.
And then you probably learned it with a teacher, and now maybe more independently.
Right.
Or
I mean, you have habits that you realize that there are habits that are so ingrained inside of you when you learn something when you were so small.
Did you have to sort of unlearn something?
I did, of course. Yeah. This is the whole process of learning a piece that you've already played. Is the unlearning of it.
And this concerto, Dvorak actually dedicated it to Joachim. Mm. And Joachim was involved in the composition process, but at some point he got sort of uninterested, and he never played it in public. And it's interesting to know that at the same time Brahms was working on his concerto, and also with Joachim, and with the same publisher, Simrock. How would you describe this Dvorak concerto among the other romantic concertos?
It's very symphonic, like the Brahms. I find that it's full of temperament, this concerto. He has the heroic temperament, as well as the lyrical, tender moments in the slow movement, and melodies that only the way Dvorak can write. And then you have this rhythmic element in the third movement, and very Slavic, his inspiration. Or his roots are always present there. And
I hadn't heard it for a while, and I just heard it in the rehearsal, and it certainly gave a flashback from the Brahms concerto, which was kind of very interesting. You come from a musical family yourself. Was it clear from the beginning that you will become a professional musician yourself?
My mother taught me the piano because she played the piano herself. She was a composer. She is a composer. And I didn't take such a great talent to it, and thus, henceforth, came to the violin. And I liked it. I enjoyed it much more. And that's the rest is history.
So were there at any point any doubts about your becoming a musician, or was it like?
Yeah, I mean, all the time.
Well, you are one now.
Yeah.
Was there any chamber music in your family? Were there so many members of your family musicians?
No, not so many. It was just my mother who played the piano, and my brother was learning the cello when I was learning the violin. My dad plays the guitar for fun, but we never got to that.
If you could plan your ideal concert season in terms of what type of concerts you play, like recitals as a soloist with an orchestra or chamber music, how would you balance that, and what would be the ideal balance between different types of concerts?
I try to balance that out. It's hard, but I try to play as much solo as I do recitals and chamber music, because I think it's all connected. One can't do without the other. I mean, this is playing with an orchestra is just a bigger scale of chamber music, and for me to be constantly being inspired by different people, as well as having my own routine and being on my own, is very important to me.
Do you draw inspiration from other stuff than music, like and if what
life?
Life.
It is
the chaos of life. Playing on this particular stage, does it give you flashbacks back to 2015, special flashbacks. And
For
what do you
sure.
remember from that time, if anything?
I just remember the sheer panic and stress of.
Yes, we're
this
talking about the
atmosphere.
Sibelius competition.
Yes. But no, I remember very clearly, and it brings back very, very vivid memories of the days of I would come in and we would rehearse. And for example, with the Helsinki Philharmonic, we rehearsed, and it worked, and it was very comforting at the same time to me, for me, that I was sitting inside or going to be competing, and it was just a concert, it was just a performance, and I was so happy that I was able to make music in this environment.
Yeah. Now you only have one concerto to play, not two, and not the recital, so you can just sit back and enjoy. And I wish you enjoy your time here again.
Thank you.
And welcome back soon.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.